brewing. Yesterday, the convention dealt with two storms, Hurricane Gustav and grandparent news from Sarah Palin. So what will happen tonight? Joining us now is the man with all the answers, Jordan Lieberman. He is the publisher of Politics Magazine. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Bright, fresh face from Washington, D.C. this morning.
I have all the answers, too.
Yeah, right. Don't we wish we all did? Hey, scale of 1 to 10, a 10 being the worst, how shocking was this for Washington to learn that Governor Palin's daughter is pregnant?
This was, it was shocking, but absolutely, I don't think devastating for the Republican Party. This is actually, in some ways, in kind of a twisted way, activists are applauding this because she decided not to have an abortion. And, you know, this makes her real. You know, it's shocking, but I don't think this is a deal breaker.
And certainly not new for American families out there. A lot of people in the same situation. Senator McCain's camp says, hey, we knew about the pregnancy early on. We still wanted Palin on the ticket. If you've got big news that you need to clear the air on and get on the table during a hurricane's a good time to say, oh, by the way, isn't it? Oh,
it sure was. But there was actually, the day before the hurricane, there was some chatter about Sarah Palin, rumors about her actually being the one who gave birth, all kinds of crazy rumors about her being the one who was pregnant and everything. So I don't know if this was done on purpose.
Okay, kind of pushed maybe out there by the internet bloggers. Yeah. Senator Barack Obama saying Palin's kids should be off limit, just about exactly what he said about his wife as well when campaigning against Hillary Clinton. What does this say about him taking the high road and saying, listen, you know, I'm a product of an 18-year-old mother?
Well, yeah, this is really campaign management 101. I mean, there's no way. This is like worse than the third rail. There's no way in the world anyone should touch this if you're a candidate. Talk about the other side. Yeah. No way.
Okay, last night, First Lady Laura Bush addressing the crowd, along with Cindy McCain, asking for Americans to donate to Hurricane Gustav. Some had thoughts that this hurricane could distract viewers, but others are actually saying now, hey, listen, this has made the RNC more real. People are glued to the TV. They want to know what's going on. They're watching, and the RNC has kind of morphed into a humanitarian effort. What's your perspective?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, this hurricane was fraught with danger for not only people of New Orleans, but really the Republican Party as a whole. This could have been devastating because just, you know, thinking about Katrina and Bush all over again. But Ray Nagin, Bobby Jindal, two guys that RNC should be thanking profusely right now for doing such a good job evacuating the city and leading the hurricane effort.
President Bush is going to be addressing the crowd tonight by satellite. What do you expect with that one?
I think it'll be a kind of here's the distance we've come speech, and you know, John McCain and I might not have agreed on everything, but he is the soul of our Republican Party right now, and he has my full support. You know, this convention has to be about John McCain. If this is about George W. Bush, it's a problem.
Yeah, with Hannah now on the way later this week and others stacking up out there, is the RNC destined to go down in history as a wait-and-see event?
It could be. I mean, it was surprising that they didn't just call this and make it a two-day event, you know, from day one. But the fact is that they've canceled George W. Bush. Dick Cheney is nowhere to be seen. And, you know, and this is, you know, in some ways, this couldn't have gone better for him.
All right. Jordan Lieberman, publisher of Politics Magazine. Nice to see you this morning. Hey, remember, your morning is your source for all the latest campaign news. You can tune in to us each morning for the news you missed while you were sleeping. Just go to cn8.tv/yourmorning. Greg.
7:36, everybody. Many people throughout the Gulf Coast are without power this morning.
5, I'll have your hometown news in about 8 minutes or so. See you then.
Election 08 now, and now the real hard work begins for the presidential candidates Barack Obama and John McCain. Election day is 2 months away. McCain wrapped up the Republican National Convention speech last night with an appeal to independents and people fed up with Washington. Our political analyst who has been sharing the analysis with us all week long, Jordan Lieberman, and last week as well, is with us again. He is the publisher of Politics Magazine, and it's nice to have you with us again from Washington, Jordan. Good morning.
Hi.
Which is the easier sell here, John McCain promoting himself as an agent of change, or Senator Barack Obama linking McCain to President Bush?
Well, of course, it's who you ask. But, you know, from a historical point of view, it is really hard for John McCain to separate himself from such an unpopular president. The last time we've had such an unpopular incumbent president, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, who was a great candidate, probably a good policy leader, just couldn't pull off the 1976 election. And this is going to be a similar position for John McCain. It's going to be really hard for him overall.
Okay. How would you assess McCain's speech last night? Not so much the delivery, because it's no secret that speeches are not his strong suit, but on what he said about the economy, on oil, on his background.
Well, you know, for John McCain, everything he said last night, we already know about him. You know, this was probably not his best environment. He did what he needed to do, but you know, frankly, all of the excitement was from the night before with Sarah Palin.
Okay, so you give him a what?
Kind of a gentleman's B.
Flat line?
It was kind of like, you know, the Olympic dive, but he really didn't do any tricks, and the difficulty level was really low.
Okay. Did he then steal any votes away from Obama, or did he convince any of the undecided, in your opinion?
I think maybe he convinced some undecideds. He was not pulling from Obama voters, no question. You know, this was probably solidifying. He's already solidified his base, but this is really pulling from some swing voters. Looking at the overnight tracking polls, you know, this race is a dead heat back all over again.
Yeah, it is an exciting one. What's next then for the McCain campaign and Governor Sarah Palin?
Well, they're gonna do what Barack Obama's been doing. They're gonna be hitting swing states, Pennsylvania included, all over the you know, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Florida, looking for, you know, that small percentage of voters who haven't decided yet.
All right, real quick, Senator Barack Obama on Fox. He went into enemy territory last night onto the O'Reilly factor. A brave man for doing so. And he was asked about voting against the surge. Let's listen to that, and we'll talk on the backside.
Well, look, Bill, what I've said is, I've already said it succeeded beyond our wildest dreams.
So why can't you just say I was right in the beginning and I was wrong about the surge?
Because there is an underlying problem with what we've done. We have reduced the violence.
Yeah.
But the Iraqis still haven't taken responsibility, and we still don't have it.
How much of an effect will Obama's decisions surrounding the Iraqi war come back to him?
Well, you know, it was a gamble to vote for the surge. It was a gamble to vote against the surge. He probably took the safer course with most Democrats, I think all Democrats, voting against the surge. This was, you know, the question is he going to vote? Is he going to say that it was a mistake? I doubt it. This is, you know, it's just not, I don't think it's in his DNA.
And yet, when you look at both campaigns, you have to wonder, they've kind of equaled themselves out, finding things that each one was weakened by, now strengthened. So it's kind of, you know, you've got equals on both sides on a lot of different levels, and yet two completely different candidates with different platforms.
Absolutely.
So you know, will it come down to those minute issues from those that are less experienced on the ticket?
It's going to come down to the swing suburban vote in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio. This is, you know, these campaigns are really talking to almost different languages. I mean, last night we were watching video of 9/11, and that's the, you know, and then for Obama, we were having a stadium event, a concert. It's just completely different cultures.
All right. Well, we'll be analyzing the small issues and the big ones like the Iraq War throughout the rest of this. Jordan Lieberman, publisher of Politics Magazine. I know we will speak again. See you soon.
Thank you.
All right. The political conventions, as we've said, are now over. The awards show can begin. And what's expected from Britney at the VMAs this Sunday?
And who was Star Jones seen